Why did the slowest delivery driver suddenly become the hero of the entire neighborhood? When I moved into my apartment complex, everyone knew Mike. Not because he was popular, because he was always late. Mike delivered packages for a local company. Every afternoon, residents gathered near the mail area and complained about him. He's late again. How hard is it to deliver a box? Maybe he needs a map? Even Mike laughed sometimes. Yeah. Fastest turtle in town. He'd joke. I worked from home and saw him almost every day. He was a middle-aged guy with tired eyes, worn-out sneakers, and a smile that somehow survived every complaint. At first, I thought the rumors were true. He really was slow. One afternoon, I watched him spend 10 minutes helping an elderly woman carry groceries upstairs. The next day, he stopped to tie a little boy's untied shoelace. Another day, he helped a teenager push a broken bicycle home. His deliveries were always late, but he never seemed rushed. Then something changed. Mike started looking exhausted. His smile appeared less often. Sometimes he'd stare at his phone before putting it away quickly. One afternoon, I heard his manager talking to him. "Your numbers are terrible, Mike. I'm trying. Trying isn't enough." "I know." The manager walked away, shaking his head. Mike stood there silently. For the first time, he looked defeated. A few days later, residents became even more frustrated. Packages arrived hours late. People posted complaints online. Someone even wrote, "Fire him already." The comments exploded. Nobody defended him. Then came the strange part. Every evening after finishing deliveries, Mike drove somewhere instead of going home. I noticed because my apartment overlooked a parking lot. He'd leave for tired, then disappear for hours. People started guessing. Maybe he has another job. Maybe he's wasting time. Maybe that's why deliveries are late. The rumors spread fast. The more people talked, the more suspicious everything seemed. Then one Friday, Mike didn't show up at all. Residents immediately started celebrating. Finally, about time. Maybe they fired him. But Monday arrived. Still no Mike. Then Tuesday, nothing. By Wednesday, curiosity replaced excitement. Something felt wrong. That afternoon, a white van entered the complex. A younger driver stepped out carrying packages. Someone asked, "What happened to Mike?" The driver hesitated. "You don't know?" The crowd went quiet. "No what?" The young man looked confused. "He collapsed last week." Nobody spoke. "Collapsed?" Someone whispered. The driver nodded. He'd been spending every evening at the children's hospital. People exchanged confused looks. What does that have to do with anything? The driver's expression softened. "His daughter has leukemia." The entire courtyard froze. He continued. "She needed expensive treatments. Mike couldn't afford everything. So after work, he'd volunteer at hospital fundraising events every night." Nobody moved. He wasn't wasting time. He was raising money for kids. The silence felt heavy. Then the driver added something else. "And those late deliveries everyone complained about?" He looked around. Mike was stopping to help people because he said if his daughter needed help someday, he hoped strangers would do the same. A woman covered her mouth. Someone stared to the ground. Nobody had anything to say. The next Saturday, residents organized a fundraiser. Almost the entire neighborhood showed up. When Mike finally returned weeks later, thinner but recovering, he found hundreds of people waiting outside. He looked shocked. "What is all this?" An elderly woman stepped forward. "It's for your daughter." Mike's eyes filled with tears. Tables stretched across the courtyard. Donation jars overflowed. Children held handmade cards. People who once criticized him now stood quietly beside him. Mike couldn't speak. Finally, he whispered, "Thank you." Then a little boy ran up and hugged him. "The turtle is actually a superhero." For a second, everyone froze. Then Mike laughed. The entire crowd laughed with him, even through tears. The fundraiser raised more money than anyone expected. Months later, Mike's daughter finished treatment successfully. And somehow, nobody complained about late packages anymore. Whenever Mike arrived, people greeted him by name. Not because he was fast, because they finally understood who he was. You never know how much courage is hiding behind someone's delay.